Hello and welcome back to a watchmaker's journey. This is part 3 of the Breitling Chronograph restoration project. In this episode we're going to fully disassemble the movement, and I will hope you will enjoy this episode. And let's start with the movement side. Here I'm starting to remove the screws for the automatic bridge. The first screw loosens up nicely. The second screw is a bit stuck, and as we remove the screw you can see a lot of black debris coming out. That's the reason why it was a bit tougher to remove, but in the end we were able to do it. Same with the third screw, but in the end we're also able to remove this. Now, before you remove the automatic bridge, or even better, before you remove the screws, you should have removed the hammer spring on the side here. It's a very strong spring. You don't want to leave this one in, as it can fling parts away the moment you remove the automatic bridge. So yeah, that's why we remove it here. Before all of that, no problem there. Next we have the clutch spring, which we can simply pull out to the side, and now we can remove the automatic bridge, revealing more parts for the chronograph and the automatic drivetrain. Bit of dirt there on the underside. Giving you a closer view, we can see that the clutch is heavily oxidized here. The minute counting wheel has a weird pattern on it, but looking fine. The chronograph center wheel, the reversing wheel looking quite severe. The reduction wheel is a bit dirty but fine, and the hammer has a bit of oxidation there on its tail, on its back. Let's start by removing the minute counting wheel, and next the reversing wheel, which is really stuck. I have to twist it off to get it off, and we can see that it is damaged severely, but it's not a big loss since I'm going to replace the part anyway, so that's not a big loss for the moment. The reduction wheel comes out nicely. It's quite dirty, but no problem there. Same with the hammer. And here we have the heavily rusted clutch. You can see that one arm has suffered a lot. The chronograph center wheel, or the chronograph wheel, looking in a really good shape. I'm really happy with that. That's what's the chronograph friction. No problem there. Here I am removing the oscillating pinion, which is a crucial part, of course. And yeah, looking at the side of it, we can see that this part is broken. That's the next part we have to replace. That is unsavable. Anyway, let's start or continue with the chronograph bridge. The chronograph bridge is held down by 2 screws. They both come out nicely. That's the first, and there's the second. And now we can remove the chronograph bridge. It's a bit stuck, so I'm going to lift it up on 3 sides step by step, and at some point it should be free enough so I can remove it. And yeah, there we go. Here we can remove it. Also a very damaged part. Hopefully just the surface. Just removed another reduction wheel there. Here I am removing the chronograph stop, as it is called. No, sorry, the chronograph lock, or simply the lock. Also some oxidation there on that part. The minute hand driving, or the minute counting driving wheel, removed here. The operating lever comes out nicely here. At this point I'm going to say I'm a bit sorry for the quality, as the phone camera I'm using for some reason came to its limit, and I had to use a lot of digital zoom in the editing phase. This is why we have a quite low resolution there. I'm quite sorry for that, but the next episodes will be better again. Here I'm struggling to remove the operating lever spring, and I'm trying to move the mounted operating lever there. It's completely stuck. This part is mounted onto the 3/4 plate, so it's not a part that can be simply removed. So yeah, that's not a good sign. But we continue by removing the chronograph cam. The screw comes out nicely. and the cam itself is a bit stuck, but with a twist we're able to remove it. Looking at the underside, they're revealing what is possibly the most severe water damage on this watch so far. There's every color in there, from black to white and brown to yellow. Of course, that's close to the water came in, and it presumably got beneath the crown wheel and the chronograph cam, and yeah, just leaving the oxidation there. Here I'm removing the detent for the hour hammer. It comes out nicely, and now we're also able to remove the operating lever spring. Here I'm checking if there's still any energy left in the mainspring before we remove any other parts. The ratchet wheel is not moving. Either means that the energy is depleted or the parts are just completely stuck and rusted together, so it won't move anyway. Here I'm removing the balance wheel with the balance cock. Just getting it out of the way so nothing severe problematic can happen. This is the most crucial piece. It's the heart, of course, of the movement. It came out nicely. It was a bit out of focus. That's why I have this jump cut in there. Here I'm checking the movement of the pallet fork. It's also moving nicely, so that's good. I think you're able to see it. And now remove the pallet bridge. These are the parts I'm really interested to see the exact state they're in, as these are very crucial parts, of course, for the performance of the watch. And yeah, just to see the shape they're in is very crucial in determining the accuracy of the movement. Pallet bridge removed, and also the pallet fork removed. Good sign there, it looked really good. Now I'm removing the ratchet wheel, which we can see through the 4 holes is also quite severely rusted. Trying to remove it with the brass tweezers. Not any success, so I'm trying the steel tweezers, but also the ratchet wheel doesn't want to come off. But in the end I was able to get below it and lift it up just far enough. So yeah, we got that removed, revealing on the underside the reason why it was so hard to remove. And yeah, we can continue with the crown wheel and the crown wheel core. I'm really happy that the screws came out, or I'm happy with all the screws for so far, as with rust and screws they tend to break off, which would lead to a lot of problems. But now I'm trying to remove the crown wheel. I assumed that it was stuck, but it came out quite nicely. But the crown wheel and the crown core are 2 parts that are rusted or fused together. But we're trying to separate them by simply just pushing one piece through the other, and there we have the 2 pieces separated. Yeah, just severe damage there on a crown wheel. It's probably going to be the toughest part to fix if we're able to fix it. Here I am removing the minute counting spring or jumper. It's a small thin metal piece which also is completely blackened, and another part that I'm not going to bother in fixing. I'm just going to use it for experiments, but yeah, that part will be replaced as well. Now we can remove the 3/4 blade with the 3 screws. With the 3 screws loose, I can start to lift it off. Was also stuck quite severe, but in the end I was able to remove that without any bigger problems. Giving you a close-up of a view of the movement, what's left on the main plate. First we have the stop lever, which is also completely rusted. It just flings off, and that's another part that I won't be bothering to save. It's bent and quite simple to replace. So the gear train itself looking fine. That's the 3rd wheel I'm holding here, looking completely fine, just a bit dirty, but yeah, could have been way worse. The second wheel, which will hold the running second hand, also looking fine. And there we have the escapement wheel, also looking fine. What I'm really happy about. Now the main spring or the barrel is still stuck to the 3/4 blade. Luckily, I can remove the great wheel, which is also looking like it has never seen a single drop of water. Perfect in condition. And just to the side of that, the barrel completely rusted on the 3/4 bridge, but we can simply just press it out. This is another part I was going to replace anyway, as it is a standard for servicing a mechanical watch to replace the mainspring. And yeah, that's the fully assembled movement. Just giving you guys an overview of all the parts. The condition the parts are in. They ranged from quite perfectly, never seen a single drop of water, to has been lying at the bottom of the ocean for 10 years. So that was really interesting to experience and see the actual water damage of the watch itself. Overall, I'm really happy in the state of the watch. It could have been way worse. It yeah, definitely is fixable, and that's what I'm interested to see, how well we can restore the parts and what parts in the end we'll have to replace. Now, that was it for the third episode. I hope you're enjoying the project so far. Again, a bit of apologies for the production quality of this video, as I'm not quite happy with how it turned out. But yeah, the next episodes definitely are going to be better. Well, I hope you enjoyed, and I wish you a good time. Till the next video.